Can
I think you got kicked off, didn't you, JP?
you said when she come back, if she come back in the back, I just want to say something very quick to it.
All right, Lauren, hit the link. Go ahead, JP. You got 30
Okay.
seconds.
No, from what if I'm looking at this and I had to make my judgment about
You got
black
1
men
minute.
committing these murders and stuff like that. First off, I would distinguish the black man that was raised in a two-parent home compared to the men that was raised from a single family home. And then when you take that in consideration, when you think about the men prior welfare days, where they did black men have that much violence, especially violence amongst each other. So I really believe that when you think about when these families, these black communities, when it was led by women, the violence. If you check the empirical data, it didn't show when the fathers was not there. It did not show that the violence decreased. It actually shows that the violence increased. So on top of that, with poverty as well. So just while you saying that black men make up the most violence in America, you also got to say we are the most impoverished in those single family communities. And again, to add it with the black men, you got to differentiate the men that was raised in the single mother environment compared to the men that was raised in two-parent households. I don't think those men that was raised in the two-parent households are the ones committing all the murders. It seemed like the problem that we have with the black men is the ones that's raised in the single mother homes. And majority of black men, to Fantastic's point, the majority of black men that have died or got killed was used as a weapon from the women. It's always a woman, black woman, that was always behind most of black men's deaths. Now, I'm not saying all deaths because you got gang, you got selling drugs, but we also have a large population of women weaponize black men against other black men, and a lot of those deaths transpire in that aspect. That's all I had to say.
So I debunked that theory that y'all
Oh,
got.
I got it real quick, bro. I got you. JP, I gotta clarify if she was buying you back. So just hold on in the chat for a second. But you only got 10 minutes anyway. Ask Abe, are you saving JP or what? Because this not, I don't know what this means. So clarify.
It said, I want to hear Jay Prince spit.
But then it said I'm in a dilemma because she want to hear Lauren too. So it sounds like a total line unless I'm doing it unless I'm not understanding. But you got your point off, JP. But I'll look for it because I think I'm not what you said got to be addressed. Period. But I think Ro about to just stay in the back real quick.
So I want to address this. I put this stat up a couple weeks ago. You are right to an extent when it comes to single mother household, but it has something to do with income. It has not necessarily just single mothers, because the same rate of college graduates, young men, and the same rate was the young black men coming from single households, dependent on the income of the family that
Everybody
they
mute, okay? In case you got Flora, you got the TV on? Turn it down. God damn. Look, Young and the Restless, man. You can watch that anytime. Go ahead, bro.
So that was debunked. It has something to do with your income, because families that black boys that come from families, single parent or two-parent homes that have education beyond high school and make the same amount of income, a higher income, their kids are going to college. They're not going and committing crimes and going to jail. But at the same rate, you have those other boys who are in poverty, and their parents don't have an education past high school. They are committing the crimes and going to jail. It's the same rate. It is not.
No, it's not the same rate. No, it's not the same rate, Rhoda. What are you saying? No, it's not. Hold on.
One is 47.3%. The other one is 50-something%.
You're saying poverty? You're saying poverty is a key factor?
Yes.
Education being a key factor. It sounds like
question. Okay, education. But so without the education, people are making less money, right? Correct. Now, is it coincidental that? So you're saying that the black mother childless, fatherless homes Is there not a correlation there though?
It is.
There's not a correlation because if both parents, if it's a single parent home and the father's not in the home and the father and the mother has a college degree, their kids are not out there committing crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Why is everybody looking dumbfounded?
Education
No, it's
equates
not
to the poverty
dumbfounded.
level.
Again, no. Listen, again, you're no. The thing
One
that
reply from Mr. Fantastic. 30 seconds. Go ahead.
the thing is, again, this ain't just black people. This is across the board. This is all races. So it tells you this again. When a father's not in the house, no, father's not involved. That's what we're talking about, Ro. We're not talking about a mother and a father. You said mother and father. We're talking about where mother
listen
only.
to what I said because JP specifically pointed out single mothers. He did not talk about the father and all these races. He talked specifically about single Black mothers.
Okay.
And the stats are clearly the same, and it is based off of income and education.
No, and again, what I'm going to say to you, you said what you said. You said mother and father. You said that, Ro. I don't know if you recall saying it.
I first said it is either a single parent home or with the single mother being a college educated woman and the mother that has no education past high school, the rates are the same. Meaning if
The rates can't be the same. There's 3 categories.
Okay, so it's a little under. So if my child, if I don't have a high school diploma and I only have a high school diploma,
regardless of gender,
and I'm only making a certain amount, more than likely the stats say my son is going to go be a criminal. But
regardless of gender, right?
No, not regardless of gender. That's what I'm saying, Ham. It's not regardless of gender.
No, I'm saying what Ro's saying. See, here's the thing: you guys get points get lost because it takes such a long time to get to it. So you're saying without the education and what else?
Without the education and money, basically, 9 times out of 10, your child the Black boy will go to jail,
regardless of gender, right?
Regardless of gender.
Mother or father, that's not accurate. That's not true.
Okay. Where did you get that from, Ro? Real quick.
Yeah, show it to me.
I shared it a couple weeks ago. I'll have to find it.
Okay, throw it in the back. I'll share it. I haven't seen that stat. I don't know if I've ever looked for it, but I looked at like single parent homes. I don't know if I saw that. What I have seen from fathers is that father-led homes and dual parent homes have
do better than what are you talking? This is what I'm talking about. And I'm not being an asshole, Ro.
Single parent homes, single Black females, because that's what Prince brought out.
But Ro, listen, you said mother or father. That's what we're trying to tell you. So yes, we're talking about single parent homes, mother only, no father.
Single mother homes. That's what I say.
But Ro, it's not the same. And we're talking about it's not the same though. If the man, you brought up fathers too. When the man gets involved, the man does better. The man has a better outcome. Period. Across the board. They're doing worse with single mothers. That's all racist.
Why are 50%? Why are you 50% of murderers if you guys are the most involved fathers?
Because even though you're the most involved fathers, you still have more single mothers, and you have more Black women that have more.
How are you the most involved fathers?
Don't ask me the question and cut me off. Don't ask me the question and cut me off.
You didn't want to land your plane. So
let me answer.
You didn't let me finish. You cut me off fucking mid statement.
Y'all got smoke for some reason. Let's just chill with the smoke.
It's not smoke. She just cut me off. She asked me the question, then go cut me off like a machine.
Mr. Fantastic, let's just give her the number, see what she think of the number. So, to Mr. Fantastic's point, Flora, you're right. 70% of our kids are born. The child is not out of wedlock. The dad's not in the home. However, the involvement rates drops that number of Black kids without dads to 53%, because 47% of dads are involved. So there's 53%. You can get 8,000 murderers out of 53% of the population. That makes sense.
Well,
and the majority of those are women only.
Won't more involved fathers produce less deleters?
Less murderers.
Why do we negate the fact that you are neglecting these children? They're experiencing a type of neglect that they shouldn't experience.
The mothers are neglecting them. The mothers are neglecting them by choosing
mothers that are raising them.
That means that the fathers
the mothers are neglecting them by giving them bad fathers from jump.
Wait, you didn't want anyone to cut you off.
But y'all don't have to break down the conversation. Let me ask y'all, see if y'all answer this. Let's get this answer. I want Flora to see answer when I give this number. Fantasy and Nay, right? 70% of our kids are born out of wedlock. We know that. Y'all all know that, right? But when we look at father involvement, that number is 53%. 47% of that 70 have a father that's involved. So what I'm saying, if we're blaming it on the women, there's 53% of them children that you can do so and get 8,000 murderers. Let me know if y'all follow my logic, and if you disagree, tell me why in 30 seconds.
So, sorry.
Let me start the clock. You go first, Flora.
Okay, so my question is, why is it that, so you're saying, we found out in this number of involvement of fathers that black men have a very high number, right? So why is it
47% are involved?
Involvement does not impact the high number of the leaders that you have, right? Because if you have, for example, a higher number of involvement than white men, even, let's say that if that were to be the case, why is it that involvement number produces less the leaders, but for black men that isn't the case? The involvement actually doesn't in any way, shape, or form change the amount of the leaders that there are. Right? So if you're there, if we're born out of wedlock, but you're still there, how is that not impacting the fact that you guys are still the largest group of the leaders in this country, and you make the smallest percentage? Why doesn't the fatherhood impact that?
Okay, so before we'll get an answer to that, Aaron, you can reply to Flora when it comes around. Fantasy, did you hear how I framed it with the logic I employed, and do you want to rebuttal that, or you want me to say it again real quick?
I understand your logic. Your logic is okay. I'm not going to restate your logic. So I think that it's important for us to understand that the trauma that they experience from being neglected, the majority of them, since the majority of them are in single parent homes that are
53%. Yep.
Exactly. So the neglect, the abuse, all the above that they experience are what contributes to these things. But we only want to put it on the mother because she's the one that's there. And that doesn't make any sense to me, because I know for a fact that my mom never whooped us, but my dad did. And he wasn't in the household, but that is abuse, depending on why you're whooping them, or like you're whooping all the kids because one child did something, you don't know who did it. That is abuse.
Everybody get in trouble.
We experience abuse so rapidly, it's violence, like Flora was saying, that we have normalized it as a people. Spare the rod, spoil the child. So then we have these violent children running around who turn into violent adults. It starts from childhood and it raises to adulthood.
Okay, let's do this. Miss J, did you want to respond to what Fantasy said? Because I still gotta get Miss Nay.
Okay, go ahead and get Miss Nay. I want to address.
See, I know, Aaron, you remember what you wanted to respond specifically with Flora, right? I know you would remember. Miss Nay, go ahead. You remember what I said?
Yeah, but I was going.
And what the key point that I took away from Fantasy, just FYI, is really quick. The 53% still don't have fathers, and those fathers need to be implicated in some way, shape, or form. They don't get to be exonerated because you're not there. There has to be some level of accountability. So I just want to make sure I pulled that, Fantasy. So I just want to make sure. Should I say pause? Let me pause the pull just in case. All right, Miss Nay, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess because when Fantastic was because he was like blaming the mom, and I'm like, how are we blaming the mom when we are the ones raising the kids, and then men aren't in the home, but yet you're saying they're involved? And then to Flora's point about the murders being high, so wouldn't that make shouldn't the numbers be lower if you are involved? Like I'm trying to understand how you're so involved. How is that the numbers are so high? That I'm still stuck in that. Like,
okay. So that's what you, all right. Everybody chill. Okay, everybody chill. We're gonna work on memorization. Remember what you want to say. God damn it, Lauren, what's popping? How are you?
Hola. Okay.
Like that? All that shit you be talking in the chat. You like that? Huh?
Welcome, Lauren. We love her.
What's up, man? What you doing here?
I'm just listening because y'all went into statistics and that's not for me. I don't know those. So,
well, Yeah, you may not espouse statistics. However, when people say things, your super chats show that you have discernment, right? So with that being said, Danae and Flora's point, what do you think about those 2 points specifically? Were you paying attention? Come on,
brother. Put him in the fuck.
You was over there asleep with your eyes open?
No, I was listening, but to like regurgitate it, I can't remember it like that.
But they saying if we are so-called so involved, because that's a stat that we always hear, how black men are the most involved fathers, why are people still getting deleted? Why do we still have the highest rate of deleters?
I can't base that on the lack of fatherhood. I think it's just a lack of full parenting. So I can't put it all on the lack of the man being there.
Shout out to Lauren.
But how can you be a parent if you're not there? How can you be parenting? So that's poor parenting, not being there, right?
Fantasy. So you don't got a windmill. I got it.
I'm just asking her.
Well, let me ask her. I ask a better question than you. Good gracious.
Well, absence is abuse. Just
hold on.
It's not. Can we stop this abuse bullshit?
See, now y'all start windmilling. Yo, the YouTubers suck at conversations. I just want to say that. The YouTubers.
That's alienation right there. It's alienation.
So, shout out to the YouTubers, man. So Lauren, I'm used to saying your whole name because I'm always reading the super chats. Lauren Mack. Now, are you giving that badge of dishonor to the parent that's there or the parent that's not there?
The parents that's there.
Okay. And how, so if it was a percentages and you had to split the percentage of bad parenting, how much does the parent that's not there get versus the parent that is there?
I can't really blame the parent that's not there because they're not there. So,
but do you have question for a kid? Do you have a responsibility to be there?
Yes.
Okay.
But
so
what that percentage is, I don't know what that is.
Okay, but you're saying that they're responsible, right? So let's say you had to oblige me. What would the percentage be for the parent that's not there, not doing anything at all for all intents and purposes, as opposed to the parent for all intents and purposes is trying even though they suck at it?
I would give them 30%.
Who?
The parent that's not there.
Damn. Okay.
That's about right.
Okay. All right, Japrice, you ready? I know your memory is, boy.
It's not good at all. I'm on good.
Exactly.
I know you kind of wanted to go. You wanted to talk to Nate and Flora a little bit, so go ahead.
Anybody. Being involved is not the same as being in the home. Being involved could be picking up your child every other weekend, taking them to grandma's house, or going to one football game, two football games. So the impact of being involved is not the same as being in the home. Who is that child primarily with? The mom. Who's that child could put, there's so many times I went to my grandma's house and I was on my best behavior when I'm at home, like stuff like that. So being involved is not the same. So that isn't, I think that whole black men are the most involved. It's it could be true, but it doesn't, the fruits of that, the results don't show.
Okay, so you're saying there's no real impact to it, so we can tell the stat all we want.
So she just killed four arguments. Then she just killed so many arguments though. If she go by that logic, she killed everybody's argument.
Well, maybe so, but she's saying that stop saying it because you being a weekend dad does not account for them other 14 days or 12 days between when you see the baby and not.
Well, obviously it does because
it can't overcome what's happening at those 12 days.
Why is it like that? It's like that. Why? Because the women don't allow the men to have more time with their children. The men don't give the custody to the fathers. The women don't allow that man. And
when men fight for custody in court,
wait. Now here's the thing. Now, let go ahead and let Mr. Fantastic finish, y'all. Come on.
So, like I'm saying, this is the thing that
we're gonna get Aaron. Go ahead.
And it's actually been studies about this and been coming up now. Parental alienation is caused the majority by women. Women are purposely keeping these, and thank you, Miss J, for shaking your head and understanding this. As a father that's been through it, and plenty of other men that's been through it, these women purposely keep these kids away, good fathers away from their children. So again, when you want to take that into consideration, or like I said, you choose an ain't shit father from jump. If you let these notorious nutters, a nigga that's already got 3 baby mamas, nut in you and give you a fucking kid, then you want to blame him, you're a dumbass. Okay, it's your fault for letting a man that didn't show you qualities of being a good man or father get you pregnant in the first place. That's why Lauren is right, and the mother has more culpability. Choose better fathers for your children and stop having all these different kids by different men. Black women have fucking hold on, stop. 60% of black women. Hold on, Nate.
60% quicker points. Come on, go.
60% of black women have multiple kids by multiple men, and as for the abuse shit that Fig was talking about, black women commit most of the abuse of children, clearly, and women are the cause for the men that they introduce to their children that abuse them. So even in that, women are culpable the most because they allow the fucking pieces of shit that are around them, and then they abuse the kids they damn self. I'm done.
Let me read these real quick. Let me read these before y'all windmill.
Before I forget, because
right about who we choose.
No, Laura, I mean, Flora, just keep saying it in your head over and over, over and over, over and over, over and over. You won't forget it. All right.
I'm still gonna forget.
Write it down. Type it. You know what? You might get it back because Aaron still has to. He had a reply for you anyway, so you might get it back once he replies. The dating pool with the $2. JP just made their behavior black women's fault. I can't miss. Keith was popping. He said, just a donation. Hamp salute. Red Pill Ranger was popping with the $2. Sikkim culture got plenty black men killed. Case in with the $2 says black people got more smoke for sassy men than thugs. UT with the $2 was popping says, Lauren, you better not be talking from your phone. Nah, she's straight. Sean Brew, is that nah? Sean Brew with the $2 says, bro, that's pure bullshit. Show us that stuff. Chief was popping, Chief. Just showing love to my people. Pound, keep going. You already know. Red Pill Ranger with the $5 says, single mom's gonna make less income. So what's her point? Exclamation point. Women make less money than men in general. She arguing against her own point. JT was popping with the What We Know podcast with the $5 says, at Lauren Mack, it's your turn to get trolled. Wait, damn you fine. Never mind. Carry on.
Brother.
As Abe with the $10 says, when you get a spot, let JP on. All right, I got you. Gary Grant with the $2 says, 80% of all inmates are from single mother household. Facts. Red Pill Ranger with the $5 says, Flora is wrong. It's more involved fathers, but since one Pookie has 2 to 6 baby moms, it seems like it's not a lot. It's not a lot of involved fathers, but it's just them. See the pals with the $2 says, I swear, black women want black men to be 100% perfect in all things. Martin Luther King, damn.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
They gonna bring you back, fantasy. I got faith. So Martin Luther King dropped fantasy for 20 minutes. Snuggles with the $2 says, how does abuse look and how does discipline look? Good question. Snuggles with the $2 says, explain the meaning of misandry. Sean Brew with the $5 says, bro, do you know how many black women have a degree? A lot of their kids do crime like a motherfucker and in gangs. Just look around. Super cat. See the pals with the $10 says, in the United States, more predators are child abuse were women than men. In 2021, about 233,918 perpetrators of child abuse were women compared to 213,000 male perpetrators. Can I blame the mom now? Big Bad Bull was popping with the $5 says, does Fantastic think children would have a better chance in foster care than being raised by a single black mother? Bruh, gots to relax. Snuggles with the $2 says, how do people blame a person that was never there? Billy Groat with the $2 says, black women are the top abusers of kids. Fantasy Island girl, not even close. As Abe with the $5 says, give Tay's spot up for a moment. She not contributing. Damn. Hater Heath with the $5 says, we are talking about 1% of black men being murderers, but casually say 70% of children are born out of wedlock. That makes me uncomfortable. Naker Slayer. UT with the $2 says, Lauren Mack, don't get in here being shy now. Hater Heath with the $2 says, women determine who is birth. So the dating pool with the $5 says, men don't want to take accountability for their actions, which contributed to the breakdown of the black family. Please take your share of the blame. Jamal with the $2 says, dads involved outside of the home still isn't ideal. Mr. Grant with the $5 says the mom is to blame because she is there. Fathers are not there. Do you blame the waiter for the meat not being cooked? Martin Luther King with the $5 says Fanny's Island girl a divester. She being disingenuous and her opinion is irrelevant. T.O. with the $5 says neglect is abuse. Neglect failed to care for properly. Absence being away. HQ with the $2 says 5% of men fight for custody. What happened to the 95%? Snuggles with the $2 says does intelligence have the ability to choose wise? Christopher Lee with the $2 says Chef Fantastic cooking it up in the kitchen. You can't make this up with the $5 says if you claim success in your kid's success by yourself, then also claim the failures by yourself. Leaders take responsible to everyone on their watch. UT with the $2 says Hamp super saver tonight. Oh my goodness. I think these niggas hate having a conversation, boy. Good God Almighty. Sean Brewer with the $5 says women, when black women raise them alone and they mess up, they want to blame the men, but when the kid does great, they want to pat on the trophy.
I was just going to hit that point.
Well, usually the child is the one giving them the trophy because
they said free Fantasy Island girl, but then Martin Luther King dropped her again. Good God. Kelly Bell with the $5 says, I just touted this involvement as a positive. Now it's a negative because its weekend dad has no effect. Last one, because I'm finna be on super chat punishment. Romello with the $5. What's up, Romello? Says, question. Can we find the data of fathers that have multiple baby mamas? About 20% of 70% of baby mamas. I don't know if that's is that? Oh, they said free fantasy. Okay. Adonis was popping with the $5 says, oh, Cree said free bring fantasy back again. Adonis with the $5 as a part of the huge majority of black men with no kids, I will not take accountability for a child who is not mine. All right, take out 5. Well, all right, let me see. Real quick, let me see. So they brought fantasy back. Adonis said what he said. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And we out.